Welcome to Indian Wells, California, in the beautiful Coachella Valley. It's here that we find the 2022 Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. Don't miss a second of the action as the world's best players compete to earn cash prizes and the coveted title of National Champion. The 2022 Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships are brought to you by Margaritaville, City of Indian Wells, Franklin Sports, Consumer Cellular, Fila, Yola Pickleball, Paddletech, Pickleball Central, Rockin' Protein, and Selkirk. Beautiful Indian Wells, California, the setting for the 2022 Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. We are in for some great matches today. Pro mixed doubles here at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. We are going to now throw it courtside for our player intros. All right, ladies and gentlemen, who's ready for our next Pro Mixed Doubles matchup? Your first team on court, the 17 seed, out of Hilton Head Island, South Carolina, 7-time national champion, Sarah Ansberry, and her partner out of Bel Air, Florida, making his national debut, DeHart. Their opponents, the 1 seed, 3-time national champion out of Delray Beach, Florida, Anna Lee Waters, and her partner, a 2-time national champion from Phoenix, Arizona, Newman. Your lead referee for this matchup from Pompano Beach, Florida, Joanna Corker. All right, Christine, we are ready to go. Dominic Catalano alongside me, Christine Barksdale. Let's check out the head-to-head here, brought to you by Paddletech. Your 1 seed, Waters and Newman, taking on the 17 seed, Sarah Ansberry and Ryler DeHart. Waters and Newman had a bye. This is their first matchup of the day. Ansberry and DeHart. I was out on the backcourts watching that last match against Michelle Esquivel and Rob Cassidy. To say it got heated and was intense would be the understatement of the century. Was a great match, but Ansberry and DeHart coming out of that in 3. What are the keys here in this matchup, Christine, going against the number 1 seed and arguably 2 of the best players in the game in Waters and Newman?
You know what? I'm excited about this match. I think we've got players that are skilled at setting their partner up to play their best game, right? And I think that's what mixed doubles and gender doubles, that's all about, is how can you set your partner up to play their strongest game? Know your role, right? Yes. And I feel that all 4 of these players, as new as Ryler is to this sport, I feel that all 4 of them are really masters at knowing their role, playing their part, and doing their best to set them up. So I'm excited to just see how this all plays out. We've got some soft hitters, we've got some hard hitters, power players. This is going to be an exciting match.
Well, Anna Lee Waters will never be mistaken for a non-hard hitter.
You are correct.
So kind of get this out there. As always, you talk about Anna Lee Waters, her mom Lee Waters, who she plays women's doubles with, which we will see tomorrow. There's always this, all they do is grip and rip and bang it and this and that. The misconception on that is most of the time they do grip and rip, right? But they'll rip that third ball and then they'll drop that fifth ball. They're not just grip and rip on the third shot traditional, oh, they need to hit a third shot drop. No, they don't. They hit a drive on the third most of the time, and what it does is it creates an easier fifth. And so that's what you see a lot of times out of Anna Leigh Waters, what she's trying to create there. And you know, the people at home just think that that's all they do and that's how they win. No, you really got to have both sides of the game, do you not, Christine?
You absolutely do. And what I like, you know, and ladies doubles is a lot known for, they do grip and rip it a little bit more often, right? But what we've got is she can kind of grip it and rip it here because Riley Newman's got amazing hands, soft hands. He can dig every ball out. So I think they're just a nice combo. And I do believe variety of the spice of life here is that you want to grip it and rip it sometimes. You also want a third ball drop it. But I agree 100% with you. It's sometimes that rip sets up an easier fifth ball drop. Gives you a little bit of time to kind of set up and hit the perfect next fifth ball, which is, you know, it's a way to go.
Yeah,
good point.
Absolutely. And talking about, you know, Ansberry and DeHart, Ansberry pretty much been playing pickleball longer than all three of the other players on court combined. And that being said, Ansberry has 7 national titles to her belt, under her belt. Anna Leigh Waters has 3. Riley Newman has 2. Ryler DeHart making his debut here at Nationals. But is making a name for himself. Ryler DeHart coming from a very high-level tennis background. He's played, you know, pretty much everywhere. I know that, you know, one of his claim to fame is he played against Rafa Nadal.
Yes, he did.
On center court at the U.S. Open in the first round. There is video of that, but it is a little hazy and fuzzy as it was a while ago. But Ryler DeHart, a very high-level tennis background. You will see that in his ground strokes, where he creates a lot of shape to his ball. And so look for him to attack on that third. But what he is learning is to attack that third, maybe the fifth, and then drop that next ball and come in and play.
Right, and that's some of the nuances of pickleball, right? That the tennis players coming in are really learning those nuances. And what I do like about that is Sarah also has great hands. She has great touch. She's going to look to soften the ball because she's the type of player that it's willing, kind of like Riley Newman, to dink all day if they need to.
Yes.
And wait for the opportunity to present itself.
And so, you know, a little thing, too, is confusion about why Anna Leigh Waters playing with Riley Newman and not Ben Johns. It was because Anna Leigh and Leigh Waters committed very early to Nationals, and Ben Johns did not. And so Anna Leigh needed a partner. She went with Riley, and then Ben was able to commit. But Anna Leigh was already committed to Riley, so that's why you have that little discrepancy. But it's fun.
It's all fun to mix things up.
I like it.
All right, let's get started.
Anna Leigh Waters with a nice, productive dink, a dink with a purpose on cross court to Ryler's backhand. That's what you're going to see right there, Christine, from Ryler DeHart.
And we just talked about, you've got to use your strengths. Remember your strengths when you're playing a match. If that's your strength, use it.
Wow, you watch Riley Newman and what he does so well, when he's going to power a ball, he flattens out that paddle and just pancakes it, but hits it with a lot of pace.
0-1-2.
Yeah, he runs over as Newman just flips that forehand, gets a lot of topspin on it.
And we're witnessing Anna Leigh demonstrating her dink ability.
Oh, DeHart gets a little handcuffed there.
Caught him off guard. Paddle was down. Needed to have his paddle up in front of him. I think he anticipated another shot.
Oh, Newman trying to shape that back in around the post, just couldn't get around it enough.
Two, 0-2.
Oh, nice speed up right there from Riley Newman. Does that so well. His hands are so good. Plays defense really well, but also turns that defense into offense.
3-0-2. Side out.
And I think if DeHart and Ansberry are going to be successful, they're going to need to dictate some pace here and maybe kind of bring it to Newman and Lee Waters.
That's a tough strategy, but I agree with you. It's going to be tough, though, because, you know, Newman's hands are amazing. Tried to shape that around, didn't quite make it again either, but let's see that back. Just barely missed it.
One, 3-1.
Ansberry and DeHart on the board.
Second server. One, 3-2. Side out.
Just wide there, cross court from Ansberry.
You can see them forcing some errors out of Sarah. She's usually very, very consistent player, but their style is just kind of pulling some errors that you know, definitely Annalie and Riley want.
There's that defense. Oh, don't bring him up. Oh, no. Newman wanted to get out of the way of that, but couldn't. I don't like the decision, though, from DeHart to bring Newman back in. He's so athletic, you're not going to catch him.
Right, he's definitely getting to that ball.
That's a big ball there from DeHart. And if they can get some more balls to the DeHart forehand right there, he can punish.
And that's what Sarah really needs to focus on. How can she get those pop-ups up to DeHart? Because he is going to be a finisher.
Second server. One, 3-2.
Nice hands right there as DeHart tried to go behind Newman, but Newman all over it.
He's got great reach, great extension, and that two-handed backhand that just worked out well.
Three, 1-1. Point.
A little long on that return from Ansberry.
4-1-1.
Oh, and Annalie Waters clips the tape and it drops in. Nothing Ansberry or DeHart could do on that one.
It happens very quickly. Next thing you know, it's over your paddle, over your head, and gone.
5-1-1.
Oh, and Annalie Waters had an opening right there as DeHart poached over, which just overhits it a little bit.
You get so excited, right? You think, oh, this big opening, I'm going to go for it. You know, got to stay calm.
5-1-2.
And Newman just work his way up. Yeah, I mean, that's a clinic on working your way through the transition area. Newman didn't rush it. Hit the first one from the baseline. Next one 3 feet in, and 3 feet further, and then got all the way to the kitchen line.
That's an excellent point, Dominic, that you don't have to rush up to the net.
Go, go, go.
Well, Newman yelling at Annalie Waters, go, 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 but they were in I formation. Nothing that either one of them could do right there.
She definitely gave it her all, though.
1-6-1.
See him make a big stretch.
Nice ball and set up there from Riley DeHart.
Worked out well. He was able to grab that ball out of the air. Took all the time away from his opponents to even anticipate where it was going.
And that's the drive right there. DeHart hadn't been dialed in. His drives have been a little high. That one right there is going to be effective as it's just low over the net with a dipping action to it. Comes again. There it is.
Annalie handled it nicely.
Yeah, nice speed up there from DeHart, and again, he creates some shape on that, and so it's not a flat ball that Annalie Waters can handle easily. It's got a little shape on it.
It makes it extremely difficult to anticipate because you can't tell which direction it's curving.
Oh, nice ball from Ansberry right there, and here comes DeHart and Ansberry within one here, which is just 6-1. A 4-0 run from Ansberry and DeHart.
5-6-1.
She handcuffed him.
Yeah.
Handcuffed him again. I really like, you know, she's not afraid to attack him. She's not afraid to dink him. She's really playing smart the ball versus a player.
Newman just gets lit up right there by DeHart.
Look at this move.
What movement.
Look at this movement.
There's just nothing that Newman could do to get out of the way,
No.
and we are all tied at 6.
It was a great poach on Ryler's part. Great poach.
So a timeout forced to be taken by Annalie Waters and Riley Newman. I mean, Christine, talk about a change of events. It was 6-1, Newman and Waters cruising, and now a 6-0 run from Ansberry and DeHart. What's the difference maker? I know what it is. Do you know what it is?
I think I know what it is. It'd be
Yeah.
interesting to see if we see the same things going on. But I definitely feel like it's DeHart.
Yes, absolutely.
He's dominating the court a little bit. He's maybe settling in, getting more comfortable, but he's definitely hitting the ball harder. He's picking his opportunities, and he's, you know, generating a lot of heat. What do you think, Dominic?
Yeah, he is. He dialed in his drive. Early on, his drive was high. It was a couple feet over the net, and it just left Newman and Waters able to just punish that block, right? Now he's dialed it in. He's an inch or two over the net. It's creating some diving action as it gets over and makes that block very hard. So let's see if he can continue that.
Time in. 7-6-2.
Yeah, Riley Newman taking over there going, I'm just going to end this on my own, stepping into the middle.
And Newman is doing an outstanding job of selecting the balls to pick off.
6-7-1.
Yeah, and Newman knows that flick down the sideline, that's not going to be his winner. It's going to come off the block. He wants Riley DeHart to block that, to pop it up, and he gets that winner.
7-7-1.
Yeah, Annalie Waters just diving that, dipping that right shoulder down and getting on top of that two-hander.
Kept it very low. She was waiting on it.
Oh, Riley Newman, anticipation in the middle. Too good.
The grab he made on that ball was perfectly timed.
7-1, 1 minute.
So it was a 7-6 lead, a timeout from Newman and Annalie Waters. They come out of that timeout, go on a 3-0 run of their own to take control, and the difference was Riley Newman sitting in the middle, getting a lot bigger, getting a little more active. You agree with that?
I absolutely agree with that. He definitely made a grab in there that shocked everybody, including me, but it definitely shocked Sarah. She thought she had it past him. She was getting it deeper to Annalie to keep her back. Riley did not allow that to happen. He said, "No, I'm taking this ball," and it made that point exchange very different.
All right, well, we'll see what Ansberry and DeHart have out of this timeout. See if they can slow this down as Waters and Newman look to be back in control of this first game, up 9-7.
9-7-1.
Good ball there from DeHart going at the...
DeHart made a great choice. He's trying, in that point, it appeared to me as though he was trying to keep Riley back to keep him from being able to be so big up at the net. Oops.
No, and you heard, I can hear DeHart from here, but he's facing the opposite way of Ansberry, and he was saying, stay, stay on the stack. She doesn't. They end up on the same side, and it's game point for Waters and Newman. Great pull right there from Ryler DeHart, and they fight off one game point.
7-10-1.
Wow.
Point.
I mean, just good anticipation.
It was great anticipation. Beautiful one-hand backhand. Riley thought he'd sneak it by him, behind him, maybe get a little pop-up.
8-10-1.
Oh, DeHart, what a move right there.
That's the second time we've witnessed that anticipation on that move. Annalie maybe getting a little predictable.
9-10-1.
That's trouble.
Point.
Oh, and Newman off the top of
Watch
the net.
this. Watch him. You can see what happens.
Tied at 10.
He had to reach a little bit further than he anticipated, so it sent that ball into the net.
10-10-1.
Oh, DeHart stepping into that. He got exactly what he wanted right there. Great defense from Ansberry and DeHart working their way back up. Can't convert. Still on second server here. Ryler DeHart, ladies and gentlemen, stepping over into the
Watch
middle.
this move.
Watch this
It's
anticipation.
beautiful. Exactly.
He's going before Annalie Waters even hits that, and it is a game point for Ansberry and DeHart.
What we're going to need to see is, I think Annalie going to need to go behind him a little bit, keep him on his toes. You know, right now he's anticipating it.
Oh, and Ansberry with the miss hit right there. Great patience from Annalie Waters and Riley Newman to fight off a game point.
Annalie did a great job there. Instead of picking her regular shot for Ryler to poach, she went back to him.
Cover.
Everybody's mixing it up a little bit there.
Ryler DeHart feeling it right now.
They definitely are mixing their shots up a little more. Going behind each other, not allowing that big poach.
10-11-2.
Oh,
Did you see that?
That's a great poach there from Annalie Waters. She read this cross-court drop from Ansberry so well.
Timeout receivers. 11.
Sarah's drop just carried a little bit far right into Annalie's strike zone, and she anticipated it beautifully.
So for people at home, you know, and we're talking about Ryler DeHart making his Nationals debut. This is his first time here at Nationals. You get a lot of people who are like, oh, well, how is it that Ryler DeHart, coming into pickleball over the last year, year and a half, is so good already and playing so well, so ready? already. It's the years of racket experience. He steps in, he's played tennis at the highest level. That does transform onto a pickleball court, does it not, Christine?
Dom, I absolutely believe it does. I think racket sports in general do help you maybe get a little better, a little quicker, but he's also super intuitive. He's kind of figured out the pickleball court, which is a big transition from the tennis court, but I think he's spent a lot of hours out there really drilling and practicing to understand the court, use his experience, and apply it right here, what we're seeing today.
Oh, and DeHart overhits that backhand, though, and it will be game point number 2 for Waters and Newman.
12-11-2.
And that ball put away by Riley Newman. But what a first game here on championship court in the second round matchup here in mixed pro doubles. Riley Newman, Annalie Waters taking game number 1, 13-11. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, game 2 here at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships.
It's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville! You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
Back here at the 2022 Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships, your 1 seed getting tested early in game number 1, but coming out on top 13-11. We'll see what Ansberry and DeHart can do here in game number 2 to try and answer. Oh, and Annalie Waters did such a good job there. She got in the firefight, but she continued to work the ball more and more to the middle away from Ansberry.
She really did a good job of staying up on the non-volley zone line, not taking a step back, which a lot of players wanted to have a tendency to do.
Oh, and I love the move there from Ansberry as she goes for the Ernie. But what Waters did too, she tries to go backdoor into DeHart as he was covering. Just missed it.
I think DeHart would love to have that back right about now. He didn't quite move his feet to get in position. He stretched.
Oh, nice pull from Ansberry right there, going right at the body of Riley Newman. And those first game kind of working those cobwebs out for Annalie Waters and Riley Newman seem to be over.
And that's an excellent point, yeah, that you make, is that was this is their first match,
yeah,
right?
And right on cue, Annalie Waters, no cobwebs right there at that forehand roll dink.
That is for sure.
That's a dink winner for Annalie Waters.
0-1-2. Side out.
A little wide and a quick side out back to Waters and Newman.
1-0-1.
Oh, good spot there.
Found the hole in the middle of those two. What I really liked about that last point was Sarah looked at her partner and just gave some encouraging words. Always important to do when you're on the court. Be encouraging. Great move.
DeHart going you. Well, of course it was going to be. Ansberry had the Ernie like it was nothing right there. Beautifully done. And you're seeing what's happening, too, is when Ansberry goes for that Ernie, DeHart's protecting, and he's protecting more so because he's left-handed, too. So it's his forehand protecting her, which is great. Yeah, Ansberry looking at herself right there, knowing she's got to get that forehand down.
Yeah, you definitely cannot give that opportunity up for Anna Lee with that. She's really waiting on that two-handed backhand.
Oh, DeHart just getting underneath that one.
You know what I think is super tough is coming into the second game. That first one was so close. A lot of players want to come out and rush and not re-slow down. You know, get back to what was working really well for you.
Oh, and DeHart off the tape and out of bounds.
Little unlucky there.
Two, 0-1.
Yeah, Ansberry almost babied that. I think she saw Anna Lee Waters coming and tried to kind of soften it up a little bit.
She wanted to go for kind of a perfect shot, just a little dropper over the net.
3-0-1.
Oh, wow. So Anna Lee Waters did see Ansberry coming, but what she tried to do, she tried to speed it up right at her, right? So she changed the speed of that and forced Ansberry to be really quick with it, and she couldn't execute, and it's a 4-0 lead here for Waters and Newman in game number 2. They look to have settled down here now, Christine. Now, we could have said that in game 1 as they were up 7-1, but they do seem to be settled down, playing a little more comfortable with each other. And think of it this way, too. This is Anna Lee Waters and Riley Newman first time playing together. You know, I was out on the courts earlier during practice time talking to the players. I actually got a chance to talk with Stephen Waters, Anna Lee's dad, and they were talking about how it is their first time playing and that they didn't get to practice, right? And then Riley was showing up this morning, and that was their first time on the court together. So there is that kind of feeling out process still as they're getting into this.
Yes, it definitely helps when you get to play with a partner that you know well. You can anticipate shots they're going to hit, or a partner that just knows what your strengths are, and they know how to hit a ball that sets you up for your strength. It's a big difference when you're first time on the court at a big event.
As we see the players for our next matchup here on Championship Court making their way down to the sidelines as Callie Smith and AJ Kohler will take on Catherine Parenteau and Ben Johns. Both of those teams advancing. Nice ball there from Anna Lee Waters. Going cross court, and Waters and Newman continuing to gel, and I think that's what we're going to see from them as the day goes on, as they start to gel and become a little more familiar with each other.
Ooh,
Oh, the no-looker. It's the no-look from Riley Newman as you watch his body slide to the side.
6-0-2.
It's so deceptive, especially with the two-hander, right? It makes it even, it adds to deceptiveness.
Point.
Yeah, and it just feels like DeHart and Ansberry feeling a little more of that pressure, but that pressure coming from Annalie Waters and Riley Newman. Newman, I think he knows playing an out ball as he points back to the baseline going, ball's going to go so out if I just let it go, but he does not. Side out.
7-1.
He rushed it. He rushed it. He didn't let it fall.
Just catches the outside of the post as he tries to shoot around it, and you're right, he needed to give himself one more second. I know, and I'm not that I hit a lot of them, but when I try to do that, I try to wait one extra second.
That's just such a good spot there from Riley Newman.
We're definitely starting to see Newman do what he does best, play very consistent and pull the trigger when it's time.
1-7-2.
Oh, it's very out of bounds.
She couldn't get out of the way of that when she was just, she knew it was going out. She said no, but she couldn't get her body out of the way.
1-1.
She's not going to play that one, and she tucks her paddle behind her back.
She tucked her paddle away. Annalie made an outstanding dig out of the center of the court there to keep them in the point.
7-1-2. Point.
Well, what do you think, Dom? What do we need? What if you were Sarah and DeHart, what do you, if you were their coach, what would you tell them?
Well, the interesting thing right now is we'll let this point play out. And again, Ansberry right there, Newman just going right at her on that Ernie. It's a smart shot. It's just tough right now because Waters and Newman not making any mistakes.
Agreed. They're playing steady, yet with a great deal of pace.
1-2.
Nothing Ansberry could do right there, and they are cruising in game number 2 right there. To move on are Annalie Waters and Riley Newman.
Well, that was definitely a big change up in that second game. We really saw Newman and Waters really settle in and start to figure out their partnership. They started making shots that would set the other one up for some finishers. We really saw Newman start to play just a little bit more steady. He really was just, they were selecting the right shots at the right time, which definitely helped them dominate in that second game. It's also very difficult to be the team that didn't win the first game when it's such a tight match. You maybe come out in the second game a little bit frustrated, forget to play patiently. We are going to roll down to the court and hear from Newman and Waters. Dominic, take it.
All right, let's hear it for all 4 of these players in that matchup, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I am here with Annalie Waters, Riley Newman, a first-time pairing for you two. You guys not on the court much. You guys seem to be cruising in game 1. Annalie, I'll start with you, up 7-1, and then Ansberry and DeHart make a run. You called timeout. What did you guys talk about in that timeout?
Well, we were obviously on the bad side, so we chose that first so we'd have a little bit of an advantage. But I said to Riley, you know, this is our first game actually ever playing together. No practice, no nothing. So first game was going to be a little sketch, but we pulled it out, and I think the fans really helped pull us through. I mean, they love us and Riley here, so thank you guys.
And then Riley, you guys had the bye, so you are coming in cold. They've come off a win. What's that like for you having that bye?
Yeah, it's a little tricky. I mean, the draw starts at 11, but now our first match starts at 1 o'clock. So you're just kind of hanging out, checking out the facilities, talking to some fans. But I think whether you're a 3-0, a 4-0, or pros like us, that very first time playing with someone can be just a little different. So the first game was maybe just like a trial run, and luckily we got that. And then the game 2, we're off to the races. So it's a fun day. I'm happy to be here, and thanks everybody for cheering.
All right, Annalie Waters and Riley Newman, I think they figured it out. Moving on to the next round. Don't go anywhere. We got our next matchup here on Championship Court. Catherine Parenteau and Ben Johns taking on Callie Smith and AJ Kohler. You don't want to miss it here at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. The 2022 Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships are brought to you by Margaritaville, a state of mind since 1977. City of Indian Wells, beauty unmatched. Franklin Sports, the official ball and youth development partner of USA Pickleball. Consumer Cellular, proud sponsor of USA Pickleball. Fila, the official supplier for the national championships.
Match point, it's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
I will dig deep.
I will crush this game.
Athletes know nutrition drives performance.
I will not slow down.
Superior Lab supplements help you power up and recover faster.
I will never surrender.
Superior Labs is a proud sponsor of USA Pickleball.
You don't get the moments everyone talks about without the moments no one sees. Early morning practice, late night drills, running it over and over. You don't get the crowd without the quiet. Everyone sees the glory, the medal, the podium, but every winning shot starts right here. Paddle Tech, let's go again.
When it comes to sports bras and activewear, it's not enough to just do it. You have to just do it right. That's why SheFit's perfectly fitting gear embraces and supports women's bodies. Made for ins and outs, ups and downs, starts and stops, and everything in between. We got you. Because we are you. SheFit.
Cellular has the best customer service.
They care about the customer.
The best price with the best quality.
The prices, the coverage.
The coverage is great.
It was the same, if not better.
Consumer Cellular provides the exact same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get talk, text, and data starting at just $20 a month.
It's like 4 scoops of ice cream for the price of 1.
Switch today and get a 100% risk-free guarantee. Call or go online.
Beautiful Indian Wells, California, here at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. Our next matchup here on Championship Court, Pro Mixed Doubles, your 2 seed, Catherine Parenteau and Ben Johns taking on Callie Smith and AJ Kohler. We are going to go down live courtside for our player introductions. Your first team here on court, your 10 seed out of Orem, Utah, making her Nationals debut, Callie Smith. And her partner out of Austin, Texas, also making his Nationals debut this year, AJ Kohler. Their opponents, your 2 seed out of Naples, Florida, Catherine Parenteau. And her partner, 3-time national champion out of Austin, Texas, Ben Johns. Your lead referee for this matchup out of Davenport, Iowa, Miss Vicki Ryan. Well, Christine, we have a very good matchup here in this quarterfinal matchup. This is a quarterfinal matchup. To think it's going to get even better as we go on. Callie Smith, AJ Kohler, both making their Nationals debut here in Indian Wells, opposing Ben Johns and Catherine Parenteau, 2 veterans of the sport, have both been here, played on this stage. What's going to be that X factor for Callie Smith and AJ Kohler? Callie Smith has played on this court already, as she played in the split age events, but this is AJ Kohler's first time out here. What's going to be the difference maker for them?
You know, I don't think we want to underestimate. While AJ and Callie, while this is their first big event here, this is not their first big event.
Correct.
They both have a long history of pickleball at big tournaments, at some of the other big events around the country, and so I don't want to underestimate the fact that they really are new to this particular venue and the electricity here in pickleball paradise. But what I love is all these players. You know, Ben Johns tends to play a little more stoic, and Catherine moves around the court, gets super low, really digs out a lot of balls. AJ plays a little more electric, I feel like, and Callie, you know, also a great ball digger in of herself. So it's going to be an interesting matchup, and then I feel like I think the ladies play very similarly, where the men on the court kind of have opposite play styles. So I think it's gonna make for a nice matchup, paying no attention to maybe the seedings, but just the style and how they both read and feel this venue and this environment.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be a lot of fun to watch. Steve. So it'll be a lot of fun to watch here as, you know, this kind of unfolds. I watched a little bit of Parenteau and Johns early on in their first round matchup. And they just look to be kind of in cruise control to start. But again, as the bracket proceeds through, the teams are going to get tougher and tougher. But there is a lot of familiarity with these pros at the top level as they're all traveling the country, playing on the tours, playing in all these events. So you're going to see 4 players that are very familiar with each other here on court today.
Absolutely. They know a little bit about each other's styles. There's no surprises or shockers. Now it's going to be different to see, you know, Ben and Catherine playing together.
They
Different
haven't done that in a while.
Different styles, different matchups can have a player play just a little bit differently than maybe what you're used to seeing.
Well, as these players finish their warm-up here on championship court, Vicki Ryan, your lead referee here for this matchup. I mean, it is absolutely stunning here today. The bleachers are packed. The VIP section is rocking.
I had an opportunity to sit in the License to Chill lounge a little bit earlier this morning.
What? How? No, I'm not even
I know you missed it, but I had an opportunity to sit in there, and you know what? A great place to really watch all of these matches from.
Yeah.
Thanks to Margaritaville for making that happen and really creating a fun, electric environment here at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden, Pickleball Paradise.
I guess it pays to know people, huh, Christine? You have been in the game a while. You have a lot of connections, so I don't doubt you were in the VIP section. Don't doubt it at all.
I've been here a few years, and each year it just gets even better.
So it looks like we are ready to go here, and it looks like Callie Smith and AJ Kohler maybe serving, or is it? Nope, Parenteau has the ball, so Parenteau and Johns will be serving to start here.
Now, I heard earlier that Anna mentioned that there's a harder side out there. Did she elaborate why? Do you know why they're claiming that far end's a little bit more difficult?
I believe it's the white chairs that are in this side right here. It makes it a little more difficult to see. Plus, the sun is in your eyes on that side as well.
The sun dropping in just the right spot. Okay, good to know.
Oh, nice pull there out of the air from Callie Smith.
I love both Smith and Parenteau. They're very gritty players, dig a lot of balls out.
Parenteau and Johns on the far end in the teal and white. Kohler and Smith on the near end. Smith in the yellow bottoms and Kohler in the all navy blue. Nice ball there from AJ Kohler. He just goes right at the midsection of Ben Johns.
You can see Ben was anticipating. You actually saw him fade a little right. He was anticipating a forehand.
0-1-1.
AJ Kohler with that huge wrist action right there. Kohler, a former hockey player, makes himself very big up at the kitchen line. Spreads those feet out, makes himself very large, long.
But he's outstanding at keeping low. So key to this game. Watch him stay very low throughout this rally.
1-1-2.
Oh, and Kohler coming out on top of that hands battle is, I think they're 1-1.
It would be interesting to see how those hand battles track that, who's winning each one of those hand battles throughout.
Second serve.
Let's do that, Christine. We're going to keep track of that.
1-1-2.
That's just a nice little pull there from Ben Johns as he just uses that. And what it is a windshield wiper motion where he just goes from low to high and just rolls that up and over, and not even hitting it that hard, but it's effective.
It's effective because he's reaching so far into the court that it gets on Callie very quickly.
Second serve.
We are seeing both teams here stack with
1-1-2.
Stack with the women on the right and the men on the left pretty consistently so far.
Wow. I mean, Kohler with that lob, it was all wrist. He got it out of the air as a volley lob and just flipped that up with his wrist.
And a volley lob this time of day might be a great point, depending on, as you mentioned, the sun might be in their eyes on the opposite end.
You're 100% right, Christine.
Side out.
See, so what A.J. Kohler needs to be ready for is when Callie Smith's going to speed that up cross court at Parenteau, because more than likely when Parenteau is going to block that, as you watch that little volley lob from Kohler, when Parenteau blocks it, it's more likely going to be flat right back at Kohler, so he's got to be ready for the next one. Ben John's going right behind A.J. Kohler there with the forehand winner.
1-2-2. Side out. Two, 1-1.
Yeah, and again, John's using his length as he reaches in to take that ball out of the air, and he's speeding that up at about 50, 60, maybe 70%.
And that's an important point. He's not hitting it, you know, as hard as he can. He's only going 50, 60%, and it's highly effective.
You watch Johns right there try and catch Callie Smith on the stack, but pulls it a little wide. But Parenteau and Johns do have a 3-1 lead here in game number 1, 2 out of 3 of this quarter-final matchup. Nice hands there from Kohler as he reads the Johns speed up.
One, 3-1.
It's a great shot right down the middle by Kohler.
Second serve.
I think Kohler wasn't expecting it to be that high and that juicy for him there, and he can't get on top of it.
1-3-2. Point.
She wants that one back. That's a sitter for her.
Parenteau for sure wants that back.
That's just, it's the angle that Johns creates there, right? If he goes flat right back to the baseline, then Kohler or Smith is going to get that back over, but he creates an angle.
3-2-1.
Talk about angle.
Just misses it though, does Kohler, as he overhits the Ernie here.
He was in movement. He's jumping over the non-volley zone. He went for a big angle. Could have been a beautiful winner.
He's there. Just overhits it.
Point. Five, 2-1.
Oh, and Parenteau there for the Ernie, and it's set up beautifully because Ben Johns can make himself so big in the middle. But Parenteau hits under it instead of on top of it.
She really snuck around there nicely, but he kept that ball a little bit softer than she anticipated. So she had to reach more.
5-2-2.
So if you're Kohler and Smith, what do you think you need to do differently right now, Dom?
I mean, right now what they're doing is I think they're letting Ben Johns get involved a little too much. I think they need to possibly maybe speed up at Parenteau when the opportunity arises, maybe flat when Kohler's right in front of her like that, instead of just going cross-court back to Johns. You can go cross-court back to him, keep him honest, but then we got to go back at Parenteau and keep her there. If not, like what we're seeing here right now, it's a 7-2 lead here for Parenteau and Johns. So again, I'd like to see them maybe go a little pace to Parenteau, but right now, everything that Johns and Parenteau are doing is working.
I'm wondering about the concept of unstacking. Maybe let Callie play in front of Parenteau. I know Parenteau is they're both outstanding cross-court dinkers, but I wonder about the idea of perhaps them unstacking, dinking a little straight ahead, maybe help take, Johns out of the game. I don't know. I'm not out there on the court. There's a reason for that, but that's just a thought I had. Give them something different to look at.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, exactly. And that's another option, right, of unstacking, right? And what we mean by unstacking, or is putting the female now on the left and the male on the right. Because typically you'll see the males on the left, females on the right, because it puts the male's forehand in the middle.
Right.
Change it up a little bit, but we just got the sign from Callie Smith to Kohler. They're going to stay. So that's not one of the discussions they had. Oh, no. Is she trying to fake us out? Just missing that is Parenteau, but I looked at Callie Smith go behind her back to Kohler with a closed fist.
I missed the signal.
That typically means they're going to stay, but they end up switching, like you said, Christine, which is, it worked so far right there.
It's a start.
Oh, and Callie Smith just missing that.
Just got it. She got a little ahead of it, pulled it wide. I don't think it came at her as quickly as she thought it was going to.
2-7-2.
What a great rally.
I mean, great defense from Callie Smith and AJ Kohler. Probably the easiest ball of all of them is the one that Kohler mishits.
And they are going to continue with that, with moving Callie to the left. It's that new strategy that pulled Ben really far over in the court. It would have exposed going behind him.
7-2-2.
Yeah, that's just, you're feeding the beast right there when you're speed up from a low ball at Ben Johns. He's sitting on that backhand ready to punch. He does, and it points over.
You've got to expect that ball to come back.
8-2-2.
A nice angle there from Kohler. Again, the angle is what creates that winner.
I wonder if the thought they're trying to use now is they're actually hitting a few more to Ben. That's to keep him from just picking and choosing what he wants. Maybe try to take some of the control away from him.
Point.
Free point there for Callie Smith and AJ Kohler.
3-8-1.
They're going to stay in the Christine Barksdale reverse stack. She called that during that timeout, and that's what they've done.
They probably have earbuds down there. They're listening to us, Dominic.
Wow, what an angle there from Ben Johns. As he runs around this, you watch it. Look where he's hitting that ball from. He's completely out of bounds.
That gave him the ability to use a forehand right there.
Oh, and that's a great setup, though, from Callie Smith. She got exactly what she was looking for there and just overhits that backhand punch.
8-3-1.
Oh, Callie Smith gonna take that with a big come on off the tape, and she's laughing at herself right there.
I love it. You get so excited about it, and she was, and that's what she needs. She needs that fire.
8-3-2.
Parenteau missing the sitter on the backhand for her.
Wonder if that's starting to get a little bit in her mind. She's missed a couple of those little bit higher volleys, swinging volleys. She didn't miss that one.
No, and it's a good adjustment, and that's what the best players do, is they'll make those in-game adjustments, and that's exactly what Parenteau did right there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What do you think the adjustment was? Pick a target a little further out, maybe?
And shorten your stroke, right? Just get short, get sweet.
Yes.
Keep it simple. Just like Ben Johns does right there. He gets that ball so far out in front of him. It's an easy punch volley right through.
Very simple shot. And so many people think that to get more power, you've got to swing bigger, and that's not necessarily true, as Johns just demonstrated.
Nice ball in the middle right there from Callie Smith.
8-3-2.
What amazing defense out of these two players, but Callie with the big finisher. We really saw Catherine step back and make some great defensive shots right there.
Oh, and Kohler with the inside-out forehand right there. Beautifully done. But again, watch Ben Johns here. Ernie, and then gets back.
He dances around the non-volley zone without stepping in it. Referee's watching it, and defense on Kohler and Smith's part.
Point. 5-8-1.
Wait.
Oh, and Ben Johns knew that ball was coming, speed up version from AJ Kohler, but just couldn't connect on it.
Kohler got it in a really good spot, right there in that left side. It was the perfect placement.
Second serve.
Kohler and Smith running it back here, and it's worked ever since that timeout where they have put Callie Smith face up on Parenteau.
Side out. Eight, 6-1.
Oh, Callie Smith was ready for Ben Johns to pick that ball off in the middle, but just can't convert.
But I would like to have seen her just kind of continue in that dink rally, maybe just a little bit longer.
8-6-1.
Oh, Catherine Parenteau all over that. What defense in the middle of that point, though, as you look at that angle and court. How beautiful is that right there, Christine?
That's an amazing
What a shot.
view.
What a shot of championship court right there. As you see all these fans just packing in here. That is what you call a dink with a purpose right there from Ben Johns. And Johns and Parenteau will take game number 1, 11-6 in this quarterfinal matchup. Game 2 on the other side of this commercial break from the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships.
If you run, if you spin, if you jump, walk, hit, climb, hustle, or just move, you bounce. Bounce 50% less with SheFit. We got you, because we are you. SheFit.
Match point, it's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
Game 1 going to Catherine Parenteau and Ben Johns by a score of 11-6. Game 2 just getting underway with Callie Smith to serve. So we had an around the post defense, an absolute awesome chicken wing recovery from Callie Smith. When he's watching the defense from Callie Smith on the Ben Johns ATP.
She did an outstanding job of keeping the ball low off that ATP, keeping them in the rally.
Parenteau trying to go up and over with the one-handed backhand. A nice lob there from Kohler again.
Get another lob volley. Volley lob, get that right? Another volley lob.
Yeah.
It really gets over their head quick. Surprises their opponents.
Side out. Zero, 0-1.
Oh, and That was just too much Ben Johns right there, just putting a ton of pressure on both Callie Smith and AJ Kohler.
He definitely just feels so big when he's up there in the middle of the court at the tee. Just seems so big.
Oh, nothing Johns can do right there as Callie Smith rips this and then just dies over the net. It doesn't go anywhere.
I feel like the difference in AJ's lob there was it bounced before he hit the lob instead of taking it out of the air. Gave Parenteau a little more time to get back for it.
Side out.
Good spot there from Johns as he went sideline and then back to the middle.
0-1-1.
Oh, wow. It splits both Callie Smith and AJ Kohler here.
She was positive he was going to hit it, and I think he was positive he was going to hit it too.
1-1-1. Point. Two, 1-1.
Oh, wow. You watch Ben Johns. Watch him create some space for himself right there to punch that backhand through. Beautifully done by Ben Johns.
You can see that Smith and Kohler are back to that original formation of the female on the right, AJ on the left.
Oh, Kohler out in front of it. Johns took something off it right there. So you watch Kohler. He was swung before it even got to him. It's a changeup.
That change of pace can be so extremely effective.
So timeout here from Callie Smith and AJ Kohler.
Definitely.
Down 4-1 here, Christine. What is it, you know, if you're on the sideline of Callie Smith and AJ Kohler, what is it they need to do here to kind of slow the momentum of Ben Johns and Catherine Parenteau down?
I think he used a key term right there, slow the momentum. I feel like they maybe after that kind of tough first match that they're rushing a little bit, that they're starting to pick shots that really aren't the best shot selection at the time. So I feel like if maybe they would slow down just a little bit, maybe dink just a little bit longer with Catherine. They're kind of pulling the trigger, you know, going quickly at Ben, and I'm assuming that's to keep him from picking and choosing the shots that he wants.
Yep.
I would like to see them perhaps slow down just a little bit. Expect the points to go a little bit longer if you can. Do what you can to draw them out.
All right, so our next matchup here on Championship Court will be Annalie Waters and Riley Newman taking on Jade Kawamoto and Barr.
Oh,
so another good matchup and the quarterfinal side of things.
Get to see Annalie and Riley back out here again.
Oh, and Kohler, I mean, he almost had too much time.
He definitely looked a little nonchalant as he went to hit that ball. Anticipating, I think, a finisher, not a miss hit.
Nice coverage and back up there from Callie Smith, recovering after Kohler came all the way across.
Both of these teams really have done a good job of covering for each other when there's big moves like that. Every partner has had to make a big save.
Second serve.
Good pressure there from AJ Kohler, but still second server here for Ben Johns and Catherine Parenteau.
6-1-2.
Good leave there from Callie Smith as we see Smith and Kohler going back to that.
1-6-1.
Callie Smith playing the left side now. Just wide.
Just missed that just a little bit wide.
1-6-2.
Yeah, I think Kohler and Smith are on plan C now.
Side out. Six, 1-1.
Nice around the post there from Ben Johns, and watch him again. He just lets this ball travel, almost picks it off the ground. Great around the post. And that's textbook form too from Ben Johns. Oh, wow. Parenteau, what footwork, what speed to cover as she goes behind Ben Johns here.
Listen to the crowd go wild on that rally.
7-1-2.
Crowd loving it here as they just continue to file in on this pro mixed doubles day.
Side out.
So hold there from Kohler and Smith, but they need to answer here. They need to put some points on the board.
They've got to definitely come up with a plan that will be more effective than what they've got in place right now.
Yeah, that's just another good hard dink cross court from Ben Johns. He gets Kohler pinched to the middle just a little too much.
1-7-2.
It's too good. And it's just too good as AJ Kohler again pinching middle, and Johns just taking that backhand hard cross court.
Johns definitely looks very comfortable out there, keeping his shots minimum, and going for high percentage shots.
Yeah, nice leave there from Parenteau as Johns telling her to leave that go.
Johns does do an outstanding job of seeing early whether a ball is going to sail long or stay in. He calls it early.
Again, he hides that so well. Just when you think he's going to go maybe flat cross court, he brings it back to his side, but he does it last second.
Timeout receiver, 9-1-1, 1 minute.
It's a good use of a timeout at this point. You got it.
I mean, you got them. You're not going to get any refunds for them if you don't use them, so might as well use it. So they are going to use it here. And, I mean, it is 9-1, Christine. It's tough. You're playing number 2 seed, 2 of the best players in the game. What's the comeback? What's the answer here? What do you got to try and do?
That's an excellent question, Dominic. And, you know, I do feel what I am impressed with is that Callie and AJ have not stayed in one specific strategy. They have tried some different things. They've given them some different looks. They're doing some things. I still feel like they're rushing a little bit, and I think that tends to happen when, you know, because Johns is putting so much pressure. You want to go for just a little bit more. So I do feel like they're rushing a little bit. I would still like to see him slow down, try to get back into that cross-court dink rally with Parenteau if they can.
Yeah.
It's not easy. They're not, certainly isn't going to be an easy strategy to implement, but it's probably where they need to go at this point.
Timeout, 9-1-1.
just the hands, the quickness, the hand speed from Ben Johns, and it is match point here for Johns and Parenteau.
10-1-1.
Oh, too good there from A.J. Kohler. I mean, so nonchalant about it, too.
It's that nonchalant shot, you know, very soft. Impossible to get to. Just going just a little bit long. Ben did an outstanding job of being low. That ball was just a little bit too tough to handle.
1-10-1.
Oh, and Ben Johns again, just creating too much of an angle there.
It was really some great footwork, some great partner court coverage right there, but you're right, that angle too tough to handle. No, he tried the same technique that Kohler just used on him. Didn't pay off, but they still won the rally. Here we are at another match point. Is there a second match point?
Oh, and he's going to go off the tape. Winner. Kohler can't believe it, drops his paddle. But it's 11-6, 11-1 victory for Johns and Parenteau.
There's another match that we get to watch where the first game, you know, very close, very nicely played. And then the second game just seems to kind of get away from them. It makes it interesting how you have to adjust. You have to mentally make an adjustment. Once you've lost that first game, you can't be down and out. You've got to maybe come up with a new strategy or something that will help you settle in, calm down, forget that first game, and almost play that second game like it's a brand new, fresh start. But we're definitely seeing some outstanding pickleball here in Pickleball Paradise. And upcoming, we've got some great matches coming up. We're going to see Riley and Anna Lee here coming out again. They've been on championship court earlier today, so they're already used to the electricity here at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball Championships. We're going to send this down to Dominic to interview Ben and Catherine.
Welcome back here to championship court. Let's give it up for these four players again one more time. All right, I'm here with Catherine Parenteau and Ben Johns. Catherine, I'll start with you. Playing with Ben again this weekend. Coming in, you know what you need to do. What's it like playing next to him once again?
Oh, it's awesome. You know, a lot of the time during the rally, I'm just in like, wow, like, oh, amazing, he's amazing. I'm just super happy to be playing next to him, and I just try to be solid and keep the ball in play and let him do the rest.
And then Ben, Callie and AJ made an adjustment, and they put Callie flat up against Catherine. What were your guys' adjustment when they did that?
I think mostly we were playing the same game plan the whole time, because when they kind of switched, I think the impetus was more on them to kind of make plays. Basically, I was just playing aggressive, and every time I left a ball high, Catherine just dug it out with an amazing block, which is pretty impressive to see. It's hard to bail me out sometimes, but she was doing it. Yeah, but it was a good match all around, some good hands battles, and I like the shift in strategy during the match as well.
All right, well, congratulations, Catherine Parenteau, Ben Johns. Moving on to the semifinals. Don't go anywhere, guys. Our next matchup here on championship court, Anna Lee Waters and Riley Newman are back. They're taking on Jade Kawamoto and Barr here at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. The 2022 Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships are brought to you by Margaritaville, a state of mind since 1977. Yola Pickleball, for the champ in you. Paddle Tech, Let's go again. Pickleball Central. Shop the world's best selection of pickleball gear. Rockin' Protein, the official recovery drink of USA Pickleball. And Selkirk. We are pickleball.
Match point, it's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
Fruit, 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 and fruit, 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 and fruit, and fruit, 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 and fruit, 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 and fruit, and fruit, 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 and fruit, 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 and fruit, and fruit.
Fruit Smash Super Hot Seltzer with real juice. It's party juice.
What a view here of Championship Court at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. We got another quarterfinal matchup for you here. Your one seed, Anna Lee Waters and Riley Newman, taking on Jade Kawamoto and Deckel Barr. We're throwing it courtside for our player introductions. You guys ready for another pro mixed doubles matchup? All right, your first team, the 8 seed out of Lahaina, Hawaii, Jade Kawamoto. and her partner out of Austin, Texas, Barr. Their opponents back here on championship court, the 1 seed, 3-time national champion out of Delray Beach, Florida, Anna Lee Waters. And her partner, a 2-time national champion from Phoenix, Arizona, Riley Newman. Your lead referee for this matchup out of Monterey, California, Mark Thomas. All right, Christine, Anna Lee Waters and Riley Newman are back. I had to give Riley Newman a little grief after the last interview. I said, you know, Riley, Anna Lee and I match better today than you and her do, and I think I may need to just step in and play. And he's like, hey, go ahead, you're fine. And I'm like, she just had to carry me, and that's fine too. So, but Riley Newman, Anna Lee Waters back here on championship court. We saw their last match against Sarah Ansberry and Ryler DeHart. They got tested in the first game, 13-11, but then cruised 11-1 in game 2. Seemed like they found their legs. They're playing against Jade Kawamoto and Deckel Barr. Kawamoto and Barr went through Maggie Brasha, Pablo Tellez, 6-7. And then had to beat another sister, Mary Brasha and Eric Lang, 11-8, 11-4. As you saw, that last one was a little about the same as the first one, but again, Kawamoto and Barr going through the two sisters. As you can see the matchup here in this quarterfinal matchup. Winner of this match gets Lucy Kovalova and Matt Wright. So from here on out, I mean, it's just incredible matchups for the rest of the day out here on championship court. But before we get to any of those further in the semifinals, we got this one. What are your predictions here with Jade Kawamoto, Jade and Jackie Kawamoto, her twin sister? The only way I can ever tell them apart is when they're playing, because one's righty, Jackie's right-handed, Jade is left-handed, but partnering up with big Deckel Barr. Predictions here, Christine?
Well, you know, I think the left-handedness actually makes this quite a duo out here, because that really puts, you can put your forehands in the center all day, makes for very difficult, you can't go down the center. You're not shooting the middle very much against these two for sure. I like her background, her paddle sport, her racket sport background, and I think they're gonna, give him a little bit of a challenge, give Riley and Anna a challenge. I like that, Anna's been out on this court already today. Riley, they played earlier out here, and they're used to the electricity. They're used to the music. They're used to the crowd that's out here cheering and getting on one side or the other for you. So I think that does, give them a little bit of help, but I like the freshness too. Deckel Barr's got a big serve that can be very difficult to handle, might create some openings. I think it's going to be a fun game out here.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a good one. Like you said, Deckel Barr has a very big, hard, fast serve, so we're going to see what Anna Lee Waters and Riley Newman do with that. I think they'll be fine once they dial it in, but you can dial it in all you want. Sometimes it just makes for very difficult and makes for some issues on the court for your opponents.
That big hard serve can generate some shallow returns, which invites your opponents, invites them up to the net. You give them a shallow return. Those big deep serves, if you're giving them short returns, that really gives the serving team a leg up.
And we will see with that big serve what happens too a lot of times. With that big serve is Deckel Barr likes to step into that serve, but then he'll step in real hard on the third shot. He'll drive that and then tend to drop the fifth. All he's trying to do is gain some ground to make an easier drop shot and get to the kitchen line. But we'll see what comes of it here, as Barr and Kawamoto seem to be ready to go here. Newman and Waters going over some last-minute second game planning.
Well, and as we learned earlier, we know that didn't Anna Lee refer to that farther side as being the more difficult side to play on? It might have changed now with the sun dipping, making a little bit different place in the sky. But
what I think happened is Kawamoto and Barr may have won the toss, and they chose that side.
That would be my guess.
That's a great pull there from Waters, right at the right shoulder of Deco Barr.
And you're so important was where she placed it, right into that shoulder.
Point. Barr stepping back and opting for the two-handed backhand pull.
2-0-2. Instead of using his big height to reach in for it.
And Barr just not getting on top of that, and it's a quick 3-0 lead here for Waters and Newman.
3-0-2. Side out.
Good hands there from Barr on the speed up from Waters. And what you're going to see on the Barr, Kawamoto said Kawamoto going to reset everything. She'll keep everything in play. She's going to try and set up Barr, but Barr needs to pick his spots and be aggressive. Good pull there from Newman, kind of surprised Barr just a little bit, and he pops that up. Newman there for the put away.
Zero, 3-2. Point.
Just missed that a little bit out. I think it's an interesting strategy. I do feel like they're hitting quite a bit to Barr, and I feel like it's the same reason. They know she's going to reset, and he's looking to just pick off any errant ball. And it's to keep him from getting to pick whatever shot he wants.
Right, exactly.
3-1-1.
Oh, and I think Kawamoto thought that Barr was going to hit that. He doesn't.
He made a move to hit it, but couldn't get his paddle around.
4-1-1. Second serve.
Anna Lee Waters looks like she jammed herself just a little bit there, but
4-1-2.
Second server here for Waters and Newman.
Point.
They seem to really be catching Barr on, and just his placement is so good, but they're really catching him. He's not been able to get his paddle around in most of these shots that are coming at him.
Side out.
Yeah, and Waters is seeing that. She's just decided, I'm going to dial it up here, and I'm going to go right at
1-5-1.
Big Deco Barr.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a good strategy.
Nice Ernie there from Deco Barr, and again, that's what he loves to do. He's always looking for that Ernie
See him
right
hop
there.
around, great placement,
2-5-1.
and his good reach really helps.
Second serve.
Looking down at that paddle, I always tell people, a lot of my people I play with joke around and be like, they look down at the paddle. I'm like, I hope there's a mirror on that, because it wasn't the paddle's fault. Look at yourself. Well, that's a good ball there from Kawamoto, but again, that's set up from the prior points, right? It's because Kawamoto's constantly gone cross-court, 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 and she catches Newman pinching middle just a little too much and flips backside. Love the change of pace from Kawamoto. She went hard at Newman, but then she reset cross court to Annalie Waters and allowed Barr to step in there.
I'll recall the score, yes. 4-5-2.
Oh, Kawamoto clipping the tape just a little bit. She'll take it, and it's 5-5.
Waters had definitely actually anticipated the ball. It just ended up not going where she anticipated it going to with that net tip.
5-5-2.
Mark Thomas, our lead referee here on this match out of Monterey, California. Yeah, and right there, Waters again opting to speed up at Dekel Barr.
We're still all tied up at a nice 5-5. It's going to be interesting to see who really starts to pull ahead.
Second serve.
Just missing that reset is Riley Newman.
Yeah, not an ounce of wind out here today in pickleball paradise. Beautiful palm trees, beautiful sky, so no wind impacting any shots.
Side out.
So Annalie Waters upset with herself right there because as Barr went for the Ernie, she had an open court.
Second serve.
And so far, too, both Newman and Waters handling the Dekel Barr serve.
I've noticed that.
Again, the success that Newman and Waters have had is when Waters is speeding up right at Dekel Barr, and he's just making some mistakes. His hand's a little behind, popping balls up.
She has definitely caught him off guard several times.
Wow, and Dekel Barr able to get on top of that last one. Nice job.
There's that strategy we talked about now he's dictating when he's grabbing as many forehands as he wants out of the center.
I mean, Jade Kawamoto, just so impressive. She's getting every single ball back. She's keeping Dekel Barr engaged in every point. And now Barr seems to be a little more settled in because Waters sped up a couple times at him there and he handled it.
He's starting to see it maybe just a little bit better.
Wow, and Dekel Barr, he went for an Ernie, was off court. Kawamoto had to keep him in the point for about 2 shots until he could recover and get back.
6-5-1.
And Barr gets all the credit because he gets to put away. But that's all Kawamoto staying in the point.
Switch.
Oh no, so Barr and Kawamoto end up having to switch, and Kawamoto's on a dead sprint to cover, but then ball just goes right behind her.
They made a great spot because she was definitely doing a good job anticipating where she thought the ball would go.
Jade Kawamoto again, Christine. Just Newman just trying to light her up, bring everything at her, and can't get anything past her.
She's handling it really well. They kind of have this strategy, I want to say, the setter and the spiker. You know, she sets and sets and sets and sets and then waits on Deckel to be able to spike the ball. And I like that combo. If they can get to that more, I really like that combination. And obviously, I think they both know that's their strength well as a team out there on the court. Great leave.
Yeah, and right now it's almost flipped a little bit here, as it's almost like Waters and Newman just getting a hair frustrated right now because everything's coming back. Oh, nice finish there from Riley Newman as Barr read the water speed up here. But just Newman stepping into the middle and saying, I'll finish what Annalie Waters started.
Yep, Waters definitely set that up.
6-5-2.
Making her partner look good.
Oh, and Kawamoto missing that one, but a good spot for Newman to kind of speed up right at the left shoulder of Kawamoto, and then she leads with that elbow and ball goes a little wide.
5-6-1. Second serve.
There's another jump around the non-volley zone line by Deckel Barr. That's a number we should definitely be tracking today.
Yeah, right,
is he has
there.
definitely made several plays around that, and I'd like to know the success rate for him.
Now you have Newman and Waters adjusting, right? They're putting Waters on the left, Newman on the right, just trying to change things up, even though it's a one-point game. Now they're going to go back. Yeah. Oh, Jay Kawamoto with the setup as she sped up at the backhand of Newman, gets the pop-up, and then just the winner cross-court as Waters was pinched in the middle.
It was an outstanding volley. Well, you know, I'm a big fan of, you know, giving your opponent something different to look at.
Oh, I was just a little long. That's a lot long.
A little carried out. But, you know, I think once your opponents have gotten several points in a row and you've been using the same formation, give them something different to see. Mix it up a little bit. Whoa.
Nice finish there. But that started, and you're seeing Jade Kawamoto coming in and shaking her head because she chose to drive that third. And she knows that's not her game right there, right? Because Waters and Newman are sitting on that set up that fast pace for them. She's got to be the dropper. If there's going to be a drive, it's got to come from Deckel Barr.
Nope. Point.
Oh, Barr on that right there. The cross-court speed up from Waters, but I don't mind Waters on that left side because of her two-hand backhand roll dink. She can really get Deckel Barr out of whack if she hits that really well.
Second serve.
It's a good lead by Deckel Barr. That can be tricky when you turn around and end up watching it land in, but in this case, he made a great choice.
6-7-2.
Yeah, Kawamoto gets caught backing up, not setting her feet.
7-7-2.
Nice Ernie there from Annalie Waters. What a move From Waters, you see her read this nicely.
Showing her athletic ability right there.
So a timeout here from Kawamoto and Barr as Waters and Newman have answered after Kawamoto and Barr went on a nice run here. And the answer to them was, hey, we're going to put Annalie Waters on the left side straight up against Kawamoto. What has it changed for them here, Christine?
Well, and primarily, I think it keeps your opponents from getting into a rhythm. They get used to you in a certain formation, certain combination, and they get used to, okay, I can do this and this and this without having to make any adjustments themselves, right? So by giving them something new to look at, suddenly we don't have, Kawamoto doesn't get to just cross-court dink all day. Now she's got to dink in front of her more if she wants to get the ball to Annalie. So it just gives them something new to look at. Oh, wait, now we've got to re-strategize and think about our new plan against this new formation.
But now, if they were to change and put, say, Deco Barr on the right and Kawamoto on the left, that's a major issue for them because now that puts both of their forehands on the outside. So now it's a big difference for them switching sides. So I don't think they'll see that.
It's a lot more difficult to make that change for sure when you have a lefty-righty on the court.
Yeah, nice flip right there from Riley Newman. But again, that's the difference right now that is made, is putting Annalie Waters straight up against Kawamoto.
And Kawamoto's wanting to cross-court dink with Newman.
Point.
On that right there, the unforced error from Kawamoto will give Annalie Waters and Riley Newman a game point. And the unforced error there from Kawamoto in game one, going to Annalie Waters and Riley Newman. Here at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships, we'll take a quick commercial break. Game two, right after this.
If you spin.
I will dig deep.
I will crush this game.
Athletes know nutrition drives performance.
I will not slow down.
Superior Lab supplements help you power up and recover faster.
I will never surrender.
Superior Labs is a proud sponsor of USA Pickleball.
Fruit Smash Super Hot Seltzer with real juice. It's party juice.
Game one going to Annalie Waters and Riley Newman. Let's see if they stick with that game plan here. Christine, they're not.
Well, they're going to start with the players in their proper position, I think, and then see what happens.
See what happens if they
may
make
just
an adjustment.
Instead of stacking where they always keep Annalie on the right, they may just choose to just play straight up each rally.
So they're playing straight up right now. The success for them came when they put Annalie Waters on the left and Newman on the right. They were down 8-7.
Point.
Excuse me, 7-5. And then they came all the way back and won 11-7 after that switch. good finish there from Dekel Barr, but great footwork as he slides. Watch this, some slides, opens up, and hits that forehand. Beautifully done.
It's a beautiful call on the footwork. He definitely did a good job of getting his body out of the way, getting around to hit a forehand.
Second serve.
Nice ball by Riley Newman in the middle.
Have you by chance, I'm going to ask a question after we see this rally.
Side out.
Have you seen a pattern that's happening that's allowing Annalie to pull that ball hard and fast at Dekel, that's catching him off guard? Have you seen a pattern to particular shot setting that up?
Oh, Dekel Barr gets the roll off the tape. It's not really a pattern that I've seen, but after she gets a couple dinks, she's not doing it right away. So she'll dink, hit a couple, and then she goes at them. So it's not an immediate attack.
Okay, I didn't know if there was any sort of particular ball that Kawamoto is hitting that's Annalie's saying, oh, this is the ball.
Oh, nice ball there from Dekel Barr as he drops that in, but that's set up by a big overhead first to get Newman and Waters both back behind the baseline.
0-1-1.
Yeah, and again, I want to see Waters and Newman get out of this again.
1-1-1.
Here we're going to find out if they're just going to play. Nope, they are continuing to get to stack with her on the right.
That's successful right there, and side out. We're at 1-1. But again, it's allowing Kawamoto, a second server, excuse me.
1-1-2.
But it's allowing Kawamoto and Barr to dictate some of the point. Oh, nice dig from Newman. Oh, wow. What a dig about 15 shots ago from Newman to get him in that point. The lob run down by Annalie Waters, and they work their way back in and get the put away.
1-1-1.
Oh, and that goes a little long there from Newman, but did you see Dekel Barr just stand there? Stoic with the block.
1-1-2.
Absolutely stoic with the first block.
Side out.
Look at that maneuver just to get out of the way of that ball. Sometimes that's not easy to do. You anticipate it, you want to hit it, and next thing you know, you're hitting it and you didn't mean to.
No, and you have two big guys on the court that are very athletic, very nimble.
Newman anticipated the pull down the middle that Dekel thought he was going to surprise him, but turns out Newman anticipated it, came back faster than it was hit.
1-1-2.
Nice setup there from Dekel Barr as he goes just a little inside-out flick right at Annalie Waters. She pops it up. Barr's there for the big put away.
2-1-2.
Wow.
That ball must have had some heavy spin on it because you see her, she's ready for a particular shot, and then all of a sudden she's stabbing at it. I think there was some heavy spin on that ball generated by Newman.
Yeah, you watch him when he does that. He gets so low and underneath the ball and rolls that and gets so much spin on it that it does kick and it causes a very difficult reset. Barr coming over just a little too much right there.
I think it got a little further than he anticipated. Didn't quite get it over the net.
3-2-1. Second serve.
Big forehand put away there from Barr.
Definitely not what you want to see when you're on the other side of the court. Goodness, is Deckel reaching up and going for a big overhead winner.
Point.
It's a little bit dropper. Anna kept that really short. Deckel was reaching in pretty far. Wanted to put it just in front of him, but didn't quite get it over the net.
Oh, wow. Newman almost resetting that, but Barr gets the winner on the Ernie right there. But such a good point from all four of these players out here as Kawamoto and Barr.
They're definitely all moving well, shaking well.
Yeah, and Annalie Waters going right at that right hip of Barr, making it very difficult for him to do anything but try that chicken wing block.
What I love about her backhand is she really catches it out front. She catches it early, keeps a nice short backswing, and that catches your opponents off guard.
Oh, nice two-handed overhead there from Annalie Waters.
Deckel has used that lob several times effectively today, just not that time.
Point.
A little confusion in the middle from Barr and Kawamoto. And Waters and Newman starting to pull away here. Just a little.
I feel a little bit like Kawamoto and Barr should maybe take a timeout here if they don't win this rally.
Oh, Annalie Waters getting on top of that two-hander, and if Christine is right, they'd be calling a timeout here, and it looks like they are.
Yeah.
6-2-1.
So you are correct. They do not want to let Waters and Newman pull away any more here. But again, you're seeing Annalie Waters and Riley Newman, what they're doing is they're not stacking, they're just playing straight up. So when they do put Annalie Waters straight up against Kawamoto, that's, I think, their strongest position. So it's giving them some points on that side, but then they're going back and playing traditional as well.
Yeah, I think just by giving them something different to look at all the time, I think it just keeps your opponents on their toes. You got a new setup each time versus just always getting stuck into a pattern, which I think players all across the country need to remember to do that. Yep. You get down, you lose a few points. Give your opponents something different to look at.
All right, so again, both of these teams taking the full timeout here.
2 timeouts, receiving team, 1 timeout.
As we come back in, it is a 6-2 lead here.
We're going to see if they come out with something new in their pocket to try.
6-2-1.
Oh, Newman, what a pickup.
Go.
Oh, wow. Newman just going sideline to sideline, playing 3 balls right there, and just says go to Waters for 1, and she puts it away.
7-2-1.
Oh, and Newman going. Ernie. Barr trying to go behind the back. Can't convert.
He didn't have any other shot choice at that point. The Ernie off of Riley was so surprising that he just didn't have any other shot choice. If I'm going to even try to hit it, it's going to be behind the back.
Point.
Wow.
Right down the center of him. All that Kawamoto and Barr could do was watch it land in the backcourt.
9-2-1.
And again, we're looking at a match point here with Newman and Waters.
10-2-1.
Oh, and Riley Newman overhits it on the sideline, but looks up at the pickleball gods. Can't believe he missed that one. But it'll be match point number 2.
They've got one more opportunity here.
10-2-2.
Barr says not this time. They fight off 2 match points.
You know what I'm going to say right here? You know, it's a thing. Jim Hackenberg did a little study on this and found out that a lot of times when you've got those first match points, you get up to 10, you get a little roll, you don't win that one. You wait on it to come back around. We sometimes refer to it as page 81. It was in Mark Friedenberg's book. But yeah, that's something he studied on. Like 25% of the time, players actually win that match point.
Point. Three 10-2. Side out.
Great footwork on Newman's part to finish that ball. It was all set up again. Deckel just ended up a little bit high, but created by shots, several shots before that.
So Waters and Newman will have match point number 3.
There they close it out.
We'll close it out. 11-7, 11-3. Waters and Newman moving on to the semifinals.
What another outstanding match we've had here on Championship Court at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships in beautiful Palm Desert, California. You know, and this definitely is pickleball paradise. We've got some outstanding fans out here. We've got another great match coming up. So, wait around to hear Dominic's interview of Riley and Annalie. And then shortly after that, we're going to be seeing number 3 seed Paris Todd and J.W. Johnson taking on Catherine Parenteau and Ben Johns. They're going to be back here out on Championship Court. And I recommend if you're anywhere in the driving distance, please come on out. Enjoy this action live. You don't want to miss it because this really is one of the most beautiful venues in pickleball. And we're definitely starting to see some of the best pickleball ever. Dominic is going to hear right now from Riley and Annalie on how they thought that match went.
Welcome back to Championship Court. Let's give it up for these players one more time. All right, Riley, I'm here with Riley Newman, Annalie Waters. Riley, I'll start with you. Seemed like when you guys switched it up and put Annalie on the left-hand side, you guys found some success. What was it that made you guys switch?
Yeah, I think if you get stuck on one side for a few side outs and you're not getting points, it's definitely helpful to switch. And I'm very comfortable on the right side. AL is very comfortable on the left. So it just gives people and our opponents different looks. Kudos to Deckel and Jade. They played really, really well. So we're just happy to pull it out.
All right, Annalie, again, playing with Riley Newman. He's all over the court. You're kind of figuring out where to go. There was a point where he played a ball on the left sideline, then the right sideline. You're in the middle, and then you put it away. What's it like playing with someone like that?
I love playing with Riley, honestly. He's super aggressive. I'm super aggressive. I think when we're both being aggressive, we're playing our best. So if he wants to poach 3 times in a row, it's fine with me.
All right, well, Riley Newman, Annalie Waters moving on to the semifinals. We'll take a quick break here. When we come back, our next matchup, our first semifinal here on Championship Court at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. The 2022 Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships are brought to you by Margaritaville, a state of mind since 1977. Yola Pickleball, for the champ in you. Paddletech, let's go again. Pickleball Central, shop the world's best selection of pickleball gear. Rockin' Protein, the official recovery drink of USA Pickleball. And Selkirk, we are pickleball.
There's only one winner, just one way out. With every single break comes crashing down. There's only one.
Fruit, 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 and fruit, 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 and fruit, and fruit, 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 and fruit, 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 and fruit, and fruit, 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 and fruit,
Fruit Smash Super Hot Seltzer with real juice. It's party juice.
Match point, it's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
Consumer Cellular has the best customer service.
They care about the customer.
The best price with the best quality.
The prices, the coverage.
The coverage is great.
It was the same, if not better.
Consumer Cellular provides the exact same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get talk, text, and data starting at just $20 a month.
It's like 4 scoops of ice cream for the price of 1.
Switch today and get a 100% risk-free guarantee. Call or go online.
You don't get the moments everyone talks about without the moments no one sees. Early morning practice, late night drills, running it over and over. You don't get the crowd without the quiet. Everyone sees the glory, the medal, the podium, but every winning shot starts right here. Paddletech, let's go again.
Look at that beautiful setting here on Championship Court at the 2022 Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. First semifinal matchup of the evening here on Championship Court pits your number 2 seed, Catherine Parenteau and Ben Johns, taking on Paris Todd and J.W. Johnson. We're going to go courtside for our introductions. All right, Ladies and gentlemen, semifinal #1 with a spot in the winner bracket final on the line. Who's ready? Your first team coming to court, your 3 seed, making her debut out of Fort Myers, Florida, Paris Todd. And her partner out of Delray Beach, Florida, J.W. Johnson. Their opponents, the 2 seed out of Naples, Florida, Parenteau. And her partner, 3-time nationals champion out of Austin, Texas, Ben Johns. Your lead referee for this match from Norman, Oklahoma, Ron Ponder.
Great.
And Christine, you're set. You're ready. You're excited about this one right here. Your 2 and 3 seed, Parenteau Johns, Todd and Johnson. A lot of firepower out of this one. But first, before we get into this, let's take a look at how we got here with our bracket in this mixed pro doubles draw. The semifinals are set. First semifinal that we got up here, Paris Todd, J.W. Johnson, Catherine Parenteau, Ben Johns. The 2 versus 3 seed on the bottom half, it's the 1 and the 4 seed. So far, the bracket's played out true to form. But in our match we got here, Todd, Johnson, Parenteau, Johns, predictions.
Well, you know what? That's an excellent question. And it's going to be a tough prediction right now. But, you know, so far the seeding is playing out to be true in this particular tournament. That's not always the case. Sometimes you get some surprises, you get some shockers. But right now we haven't seen that. I like that Johns and Parenteau were just on this court recently. They're all ready for the electricity. I feel like they're really settling in again as partnerships go. I haven't had the opportunity to see Todd and JW play yet. I don't think they've been out on this court this morning either, and that could make such a difference. It can be a huge factor. We're going to see some interesting dynamic because I really feel like Todd really likes to hit the ball hard. Parenteau really likes to dig the ball out. So I feel like you know, we may see it fall just the way the seeding is written.
So let's see how we got here. The last match, we saw the Parenteau Johns match, 11-6, 11-1 over Callie Smith and AJ Kohler. Parenteau and Johns cruised in that second game. On the other side, Paris Todd, J.W. Johnson took out Jesse Irvin and Jay Duvillier. 11-3, 3-11, 11-4.
And we've got, you know, I want to talk briefly. I don't mean to interrupt you there, Don, but we've got Athena, and that is Catherine Parenteau's significant other there in the center.
And Colin Johns as well, sitting right
next to him. So they've got their support team there, ready to go and ready to cheer them on for this match.
But you have, again, the Todd Johnson. They were tested the last match against Jesse Irvin and Jay Duvillier, winning 11-3, 3-11, 11-4. So they lost that middle game, that second game, 11-3. So they had to bounce back, win the third game. So they have been tested already today. So we'll see what happens in this matchup as they finish warm-ups. You have kind of two very, I want to say, stoic gentlemen on the court here.
Absolutely.
With Ben Johns and J.W. Johnson play very similar styles of play. And then you have Paris Todd and Catherine Parenteau, who are both very fiery female players, known for, you know, being a little louder on the court, and that's fine.
They do like their come-ons.
Yes, they do. So we'll see what we get out of these four players in this semifinal matchup. It looks like we are ready to go. Ron Ponder is our lead referee here for this match.
We're gonna fight. Looks like did he walk out and hand a ball to Catherine?
I believe he did, and then he checked with the players for a second ball that he's going to keep behind him just in case that other ball goes awry or breaks.
The Franklin X40 is the official ball here of the event.
And today on the grounds, it is Pickleball Central Day here on the grounds at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. So if you are around, go check out the Pickleball Central tent. They are full of pretty much all their gear that they sell online. They have here on site. So if you're here, you need to go check that out and check out all 20 of our vendors we have in Vendor Village.
2 out of 3. Game 1. Time in.
Parenteau
0-0-2.
will start serving to Paris Todd. Ooh, Todd going just a little long on that forehand flick.
One 0-2.
Nice hands there from Todd off the tape from Johns, and then she goes right at the body of Parenteau.
Johns made an amazing pickup in that point to keep him in the rally.
0-1-1.
Unforced error there from Paris Todd. And Christine, I'm about to reach back and grab my chair because I think we're going to be in for a long one here as these players are going back and forth.
I think you're 100% right that we're going to see a lot more dinking here in this particular match than we have seen all day on championship court.
Well, what it is too, it's the respect that both of these gentlemen too have for each other. Is they don't want to speed up at each other because they know the hands on the other side of the net.
Point.
But Johns and Parenteau do take a 2-0 lead here early in game number 1. Wow, he does that almost better than anyone on the Pro Tour, and that's reach in and use his size to take balls out of the air, and he uses his wrist so well.
2-0-2.
Oh, and J.W. Johnson electing to speed up on a low ball to Parenteau, and it works out.
Which is kind of something that doesn't always work out for you, but it did in that case.
Wow, Johns again reaching in right there. And I think that's going to be a key here is if Johns and Parenteau can handle J.W. Johnson reaching in like that. They need to. If not, he's going to have a lot of success right there.
1-2-1.
Just missing that right there, going a little too hot on the wrist flick.
I think these players are getting happy that the sun's dropping down behind the buildings. I think it's been in Parenteau and John's eyes a little bit here for the last few minutes. It can definitely impact visibility and seeing the ball.
Well, and what impacted that shot right there was J.W. Johnson stepping into the middle, and Parenteau almost pulled back a little bit on it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice finish there from Paris Todd.
See that again. See her shoot that right down the middle with a beautiful forehand volley. What do you think if you're Parenteau and Johns? What do you think you do to keep JW out of the center?
Well, let's get Paris Todd involved more going cross court. See if she can make a mistake. Wow, Paris Todd sitting on that speed up from Ben Johns.
She's not making any mistakes right now. That ball came back so fast at Johns.
Yeah, he finishes that one, though, at the feet of Paris Todd, but not before. Todd and Johnson take a 4-2 lead here.
2-4-1. Second serve. 2-4-2. Point.
Yeah, a little long on the volley there. Parenteau and Johns within one.
Side out.
It's a rare miss out of Parenteau. I had the opportunity to play with Parenteau in her very first tournament ever at the U.S. Open in Florida. Her and I partnered up. I had a great time. Was flabbergasted at her ability to dig out balls.
Yeah, and there's the speed up and finish there from Ben Johns. You watch him slide across and finish.
4-3-2.
Great footwork from Johns. Oh, and Parenteau, watch her when she notices that Johnson's going to speed this up. She slides to her backhand, creates enough space.
3-4-1.
Watch the court positioning of JW right now. He is right up on that tee, on that center line, leaving his side pretty open.
It's just a little too much reach there. And great dinking there from Catherine Parenteau.
4-4-1.
Unfortunately, Johns can't finish that, but again, Parenteau reading the speed up from Johns so well right now.
Let there be light.
A little odd that the lights went on in the middle of that point.
5-4-2.
Unless they're on a timer. I think they may be.
Likely they're on a timer, but they definitely needed to come on. It was getting a little dark.
Nice ball there from Todd, just out of the reach of Ben Johns.
4-5-1. Second serve. 4-5-2.
And Parenteau lets that ball drop just a little too low. So she's almost taking that off the ground instead of stepping into it and getting it a little higher.
5-5-2.
got a little lucky there, but you know, it's so difficult. That's one of the big challenges. And you know, when you're up there dinking, when do you grab it out of the air and when do you let it bounce? Do you have any rule of thumb for viewers out there? It's a tricky choice, and you don't always make the right decision, but you live with what you make.
No, and I always say I like taking the ball out of the air if you can, if you're not fully extended, right? You're fully extended, now you're locked arm. Now it makes it very difficult. I don't want you to be fully extended. Have some flexion in the elbow, and you're good. Wow, I mean, Paris Todd hanging with Ben Johns right there.
She did a great job of staying in there against Ben in a little quick hand battle.
5-5-1.
Wonderfully done by Paris Todd. Ah, look at these two guys going at it cross court, and John's getting the best of Johnson right there as he goes right at the body.
And the lesson I want to take away from this is really how far Ben Johns grabs that ball out in front of him. It takes time away from his opponents and keeps him from getting jammed, right? He just really grabs that ball out early, out far in front of him, without overextending.
And that's what I thought right there should have been done earlier from Todd and Johnson. When they're stacking and Parenteau's coming up from the baseline and coming across, they need to drive at her position because she's returning hard and she's not in a position to get there, and that's exactly what happened right there.
Point.
Looks like Ben was running and hitting. You don't see that very often, but he was still in motion while he was trying to hit the ball. Make sure you stop.
There it is right there. That's what I was talking about, right?
Combination.
So she's getting that ball from transition on the block, right? And so it's so hard to block that from transition that it's making it difficult. And Johns is able to step in and put that ball away. And now Paris Todd and J.W. Johnson take a 3-point lead here on championship court in the semifinals. Thoughts, Christine, on this one?
I anticipate that we're going to see, you know, Johns is a very, very, very smart player. But as you noticed, he doesn't go sit down. He doesn't go over there. Parenteau's got to come back out to talk with him, maybe come up with a new strategy. But I do like, you know, Ben's court sense. He's, you know, not one of the top players in the world for nothing, in that he is going to come out with a different plan, a different strategy. And he's going to give them maybe a change of pace, maybe just a different look, right? I don't know what his thoughts are right now, but he is going to make a change.
Oh, yeah, he will. He's too good not to. They'll make an adjustment, figure it out here, and see what happens. As we come back in from this timeout, it's an 8-5 lead for Todd and Johnson.
Time in, 8-5-2.
Oh, it's a nice dig, though, on the first one from Paris Todd, and then just gets handcuffed by Ben Johns.
5-8-1.
So what I saw there, the difference was Johns was going to come out and he went 3rd shot drive, 5th shot drive, and they went to Parenteau. I would have liked to see if it went back to him if he was going 7th shot drive. Now they get it to his backhand. Yeah, and they're forcing him to try and do things right now, which is something you don't get really much out of Ben Johns.
It definitely appears as though as he's feeling like he's got to go for things earlier maybe than he would normally do.
Wow, nice ball by Johnson.
Catherine intentionally let that go, thinking it was going to sail out, and looks like it went back there and caught the corner.
9-5-1.
Oh, it clipped him as it was going to go out, but it clipped him on the hip, I think, here. Yeah, as it goes by him, it clips him.
Oh, good call. I did not see that at all. Good call.
Johnson with a missed opportunity, and he knows it too right there. He tried to do just a little too much.
Odd 9-1.
It's hard not to go for too much. You know, you've kind of got a, you've got a good lead. You want to finish it because you can't open the door for Johns to get back in.
What a good job by Paris Todd. She knew Ben Johns wasn't pinching middle, so she went middle with the dink. It changed up Parenteau's shot. But now they're off the tape. If she doesn't clip the tape, it's probably a clean winner.
6-9-2.
Yeah, good combo right there from Parenteau and Johns as they inch back in here. They were just down 9-5.
7-9-2, 1 minute.
Now down 9-7 and a timeout from Todd and Johnson. Good timeout here, Christine.
It is a great timeout. As we've talked, you don't get to take them with you, right?
Correct.
You've got to use them. You're not in kind of sitting in the leader's seat. You really gotta take it. You gotta use it, and maybe come out with just a momentum stopper for that point. Even if you don't adjust strategies at this point, just stop them, cool them down a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And we are here during this timeout. You know, Paris Todd, J.W. Johnson don't say much to each other as we come back here, and Catherine Parenteau to serve.
And
time in, 7-9-2.
Sorry, man. That's Catherine's. You already mentioned it.
Catherine's, yes. And Lee's.
Oh,
yeah. I didn't hear. I know his name. Okay. So you already texted me that, so I have his full name. I know his name is Connor. I don't know his last name.
Here, I'll just let you have that. You can mention.
No, I got it.
Wow, that was an outstanding battle. That, you know, coming out of that timeout, it was super important for Johns and Parenteau to really get the ball back, win that next rally.
8-9-2.
Just outside the line. Looks like she just barely missed it. You know, she'd love to have that back and have it hit the corner.
Well, that's in two. Oh, no. And see, that's a bait ball right there from Parenteau to Todd. She wants her to speed that up. She left it just high enough that it's going to be an issue. She speeds it up, and Parenteau's sitting on that backhand.
9-8-2.
And the finish from J.W. Johnson will give Todd and Johnson a game point here in game number one. What a hands battle. And the finish from Johnson. Oh, and Ben Johns going with the Burt.
With the Burt, exactly.
Running right in front of Parenteau here. Watch this. See him run and cut Catherine Parenteau off.
And he went with the Burt. If you guys want to know the Burts, where they cut over in front of their partner to jump around the non-volley zone.
Nice lead from Todd as Johns tries to speed that up from a low position.
what I definitely feel like I feel like Johns is really starting to step up, take more balls, grab more out of the middle, leaving Catherine to sit on her two-handed backhand and just rip it when it comes to her. And that's what she's doing, and she's got a beautiful two-hand backhand. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can get this ball back.
Nice finish there from Johnson, and game one to Paris Todd and J.W. Johnson by a score of 11-8. We're moving on to game two right after this commercial break here at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships.
It's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
Game number one here at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden in a semifinal matchup. Pro mixed doubles. Game one going to Paris Todd and J.W. Johnson by a score of 11-8 over your two seed, Catherine Parenteau and Ben Johns. Oh no, Ben Johns just getting dirty here. Watch his ball just goes over and he just taps it, drops it down. That's how you start
0-0-1.
game two. Nice ball there by Johnson.
0-0-2. Got out. 0-0-1.
Paris Todd, ladies and gentlemen, handling everything Ben Johns had to offer on that point, and then she goes right off his left knee for the winner. Watch the hands from Todd. She speeds it up, starts it, puts it away.
And finishes. She was waiting on that.
And Johnson just, his footwork in the middle too is impeccable. You watch him slide in the middle, continuing to stay engaged in the point.
And here I thought I was seeing a trend in the new strategy from Ben and Parenteau, but I might be wrong.
Oh yeah, you're just gonna see continuous lobs here until Paris Todd gets involved. So Johnson uses 2 lobs to get involved. Johns goes, enough of going to the lobs. He goes to Todd. Todd's the one that gets him back in that point with a drive, and then they come in and drop. If you think that he was just throwing those up aimlessly, he wasn't. Those are completely purposeful lobs to get set up.
It really plays to that point of you're not going for winners every time. You're looking at how you can set up the next ball or the next ball for a more clear, clean winner.
A little long right there.
Good leave on Catherine. She was all wound up, ready to strike, and she got called off and did a good job of just letting it float past her. Not always easy to do.
Wow, I mean, Paris Todd is doing everything she can to keep them in that point and then allowing J.W. Johnson to step over and finish it.
0-3-2.
What's truly remarkable about that is Johns is doing a great job of placing the ball into her left shoulder, into her right shoulder, places that are hard to dig out. And she's getting them back, keeping them in play.
Yeah, Paris Todd just sitting on every speed up right now, looking incredible.
She's feeling it right now, honestly. She really...
3-1-1.
Yeah, and Johns just clipped the tape right there. It pops up. That's an easy put away for Todd.
4-1-1.
Big forehand finish there from Ben Johns, but second server here.
4-1-2.
What recovery from J.W. Johnson. Watch him speed the first one up, and then watch his paddle recovery on the next one.
Because his paddle was down just a little bit. He got it up just in time.
Yes, ma'am. 5-1-2.
Wow. And again, Johnson just keeping his feet moving. Immediate timeout from Ben Johns here as he walks over to the sideline. They need to go back to the drawing board right here and figure out a new game plan against Paris Todd and J.W. Johnson, because everything else is just not working at the moment. Johns not happy. No words between Johns and Parenteau during this timeout so far. And there won't be.
That's just not John's style, you know. But Todd and Johnson are definitely feeling the rhythm, feeling the momentum. And again, that's just a huge thing. Now, we can always see momentum shift. They happen. But right now, they are definitely riding high and feeling happy and good out there. Just great hands. And
right there on the sideline, you have Connor Derrickson. He is Catherine's trainer out of St. Pete, Florida.
Come in. Takes 1, 2.
Nice speed up there from Johns. They earn the side out.
161.
Oh, and that ball floats just enough away from J.W. Johnson. It makes it difficult.
261.
That's just too good right there from Ben Johns. As Todd tries to go backside, just
like
doesn't work.
she was going to slip it right by him, but he was ready and slipped it right by past her instead. Looks like there's a timeout here. You know, I keep wondering if Johns and Parenteau, one of their didn't work earlier when I suggested it, but maybe they should consider unstacking, giving their opponents something different. Give them, you know, at this stage in the game, it's 6-3. They're not down, definitely not out of it. I never would count Johns out of it, but I wonder if just giving them a different look for a point or two, just to mix it up.
I just don't think it's in their nature. I don't think it's in the Ben Johns nature to take his forehand away from him.
I agree.
I think putting him on the right side, I can't remember the last time Ben Johns ever played the right side, so putting him over there, I don't think it would be very comfortable for either one of them, so I don't think that would be the option. My option would be, you know, Ben Johns not speeding up at Paris Todd. You know, he did right there, got something he could finish. But again, I think it's that cross court with Johnson, forcing Johnson to let that ball bounce.
361. Second serve.
Good speed up there from J.W. Johnson. Problem was Parenteau was backing up and moving away from that ball as it's coming to her.
362.
It's very difficult to not have that be your instinct. Whoa.
Big finish from Ben Johns. And Parenteau and Johns get back within 2 here.
I felt like they used your strategy right there, Dom. They were dinking a little bit more behind JW. Felt like they were using your strategy. I think they heard you.
Well, I think Ben Johns got a little more involved, and he went sideline to sideline and didn't force anything. Todd just overhitting it a little bit right there. And that gets Parenteau and Johns back within 1. Great reset from Parenteau.
She's had several here in the last few rallies. Such nice control.
Nice spot there from J.W. Johnson.
She gave it her best effort to reset. It just got up just a little bit high for J.W. to finish that point out.
But a nice little run there from Parenteau and Johns back in this second game. They need this second game to force a third.
Great finish. I am sure our fans here in the stands in Pickleball Paradise would love to see a game 3 out of these 4.
Oh, they would love it.
6-5-2.
But I know Todd and Johnson want no part of it. See, I think a missed opportunity there. Todd dropped that ball to the vacated area of Parenteau instead of driving it when she stacked, getting her caught again, and they just missed that opportunity a couple times. Nice ball there from Todd going right hip of Parenteau.
Five, 6-2.
Just wide right there.
Sometimes those net tips are lucky, sometimes they're unlucky. Depends on which side of the coin you get.
Oh, and the unforced error from Johnson trying to push Johns to that sideline. And all of a sudden, it's a 1-point lead here for Parenteau and Johns.
Talking about momentum.
Yeah, and they have just stayed steady here. And maybe a timeout here from from
You called it.
And Paris Todd. And Parenteau and Johns taking this 2-point lead. They did it very calmly, very slowly, very methodically. They didn't get crazy. They did what they needed to do, and now they got a 2-point lead. What do Todd and Johnson need to do on the flip side to try and take the momentum back, though?
Well, you know, they need to remember what got them there. And what got them there actually was JW really being able to step in, take the middle, speed it up. Was working well for them early on, and they need to figure out a game plan for how do they get back into that routine. Johns is doing a good job of making Johnson switch sides of the paddle. He's going backhand, forehand, and that creates errors, right? It also keeps Johnson out of that center from being able to pick up and speed up the ball, but they've got to figure out a plan for getting back to that strategy that was working so well for him.
No, both. Sorry, both. Time in. 8-6-2.
Nice ball there from Johnson, and that's it. It's speeding that ball up at the right time, being able to reach in, take that ball. Todd set that up because she took that first ball out of the air, forced the pop up. Johnson able to put it away, and a big side out of that timeout.
6-8-1.
That's for sure what you want out of a timeout.
Nice drive from Paris Todd on the third to set up the shake and bake from J.W. Johnson.
Got to be one of the most fun plays in pickleball when you're the one making it happen. The shake and bake.
and Parenteau trying to reset flat down the line off the top of the tape.
Coming out of that
tied.
timeout, we're tied back up at 8-8.
Oh, and Todd was, I think, a little out of position. Or it's just Ben Johns hitting the perfect spot down the middle.
Definitely looks like she had to stretch for a ball that she wasn't stretching for earlier. She may have been anticipating it to come back at the wing, which is where Johns has been hitting it all day.
What a setup from Paris Todd, going backhand side on Ben Johns, but Johns not able to get on top of it, pops it up, and the finish from Paris Todd.
Yes, sir. 9-8-2.
Wow, and again, Parenteau anticipating it, Christine, but just too much Johnson and Todd, and they are 1 point away from moving on to the winner bracket final. It's 10-8 here on Championship Court. What is it, though, if they're going to have an answer here? Because Johns and Parenteau getting sucked into that pattern of Todd going cross court, just waiting for the right time to kind of flick something, speed it up, and give Johnson an opportunity.
Well, you know, that strategy that they used for that Parenteau and Johns used was they were dinking backhand to JW, keep him over on his side just a little bit more, keep it in that dink rally, keep the ball in front of those players, bouncing in front of those players in the non-volley zone. That strategy was working great for him, and then I think Paris Todd's drives have been so good that she's setting up now for exactly what we suggested. Go back to that strategy, get JW picking off that ball in the middle.
Well, it is game and match point for Paris Todd and JW Johnson here, trying to move on to the winner bracket final. Paris Todd trying to flip middle and go winner, and it goes just long.
And that's a scary one to let go, because if you chose poorly.
Because did you see Parenteau's eyes as she let it go by? She was like, please go out. Right. And it did.
That gets back to page 81 from Jim Hackenberg. Tough to win that point once you hit 10.
So Parenteau right there was expecting a speed up from Johnson. She gets a change up, and it was soft, so she couldn't adjust fast enough. And then Johns goes over hit on the serve, and it's side out and match point number 2 for Johnson and Todd.
10-8-1.
Just a huge gasp from the crowd. And J.W. Johnson
missed it.
Wide.
I think
he goes wide.
Yes, he did go wide.
He went wide on the over.
Did. Well then, they got match point, what, number 3?
Went wide. Match point number 3. And he does not miss that one. And J.W. Johnson and Paris Todd take out the 2 seed and will move on to the winner bracket final.
Well, so much for my prediction of let's go with the seeds. Let's, you know, maybe I played it a little too safe because, you know, J.W. and Paris Todd definitely did not come out and play it safe today. They came out with a game plan. They stuck with that game plan, and it worked to their advantage. Now, who knows? We might end up seeing that, you know, in another match future today, future on Sunday, when we air a lot of the gold medal matches, which are 3 out of 5 here at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. We are going to be hearing shortly from Dominic, but I would like you all to stay tuned. We do have a great Veterans Day exhibition coming up. We're going to be seeing that here at 4:45 on the live stream here on Selkirk TV. And we're really starting to see the crowd get more electric. We're getting here. If you're nearby, drive on over. Spend the $25 to come inside, get it, soak up the atmosphere here at the Pickleball Paradise here in Indian Wells, California, one of the amazing sponsors. Thanks for Indian Wells for hosting us. And we are going to hear from Dominic here in just right now with Paris and JW.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for these 2 teams. What a match! I have Paris Todd, J.W. Johnson next to me. You guys are moving on to the winner bracket final. Paris going into that match, playing against Ben Johnson, Captain Parenteau. What was your game plan going in?
I'm just trying to get JW to say Chihu. No, but I'm just doing the best I can to set him up. I mean, he has some of the best hands in the game, so I'm doing everything I can to, you know, get him involved. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, J.W. and Paris just saying she's trying to get you involved, but she held her own, going face up against Ben John. She handled everything he brought at her. How is it playing next to her like when she's that hot?
Well, very, very good. I mean, she was defending a lot, attacking a lot too. Overheads were great, and I was just trying to dink a lot, set up a few lobs.
All right, well, Paris Todd and J.W. Johnson moving on to that winner bracket final. We're off here on YouTube, and For the Fans will be back at 5 p.m. on ESPN+. You don't want to miss our next matchups here in Pro Mixed Doubles at the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championship.